Okay, welcome back once again. I will tell you a few things you have to remember, especially if you're competing in a powerlifting competition. Regardless, this is your first competition or 20th or 40th or 200th competition, because when you go to a competitions, the referees, they do not care if this is your first competition or you're a veteran competitor, because the rules are same and they have to watch if your lift is right technically and you follow all the rules. But a few things which are not the rules, I would like to tell you. For example, these shoes, you can wear these kind of shoes, but there are some sort of shoes which we do not allow. For example, work safety shoes used to be allowed probably, I don't know, 20 years ago or maybe even more. And some people I've seen, they have the cowboy shoes, but now you have to have sports athletic shoes. But you must have to wear the shoes. You cannot lift without shoes. So I usually use these shoes. These are deadlift shoes, or some people call it wrestling shoes. They're flat. The shoes, they don't have to be flat, but the reason some people they have the flat shoes, because if you wear the shoes like this or the squat shoes, the heels are very high and it just push you forward when you lift the weight. So some people they start to use, I belong to IPF, by the way, International Powerlifting Federation. So some other organizations probably they may allow the shoes I'm going to explain, but in IPF they don't allow you to use a reverse heel. A reverse heel means some people probably, if they don't know, they will think it's funny, but it's not funny. I have seen some people, instead of the heel is here, actually this will be flat like this, and the heel will be here. So when you stand, my foot, it will be like this. But these shoes in IPF we do not allow. Some people challenge, show me where it's written in the rule book. It is very hard to write down everything. Not only the IPF rule book, any rule book of any organization or the government constitution, it is impossible to write down everything. So I just want to let the lifters know that if you think something is not written and you can challenge in their favor, it's not possible. If it's safety wise, yes, the referees can decide if it's safety wise, but on the other hand, if the referees are there and the jury is not there, and if then the referees will decide. But if it's a big championships where the jury is there, then the jury will decide. If it will give you unfair advantage, then they will not allow. By the way, IPF, they do not allow the reverse heels, but you can buy those really thin ballet shoes which are allowed. So be careful. And the other rule is, when you compete in the competition, you must have to cover your shins, but you cannot go over the knees. And I've seen some people, they go like this. You are not allowed. But if you wear those, some people they still use the knee wraps if the competition is equipped, but they allow knee wraps and super suit. But if it's a classic competition and where the knee wraps are not allowed, some people in the deadlift even they use put the sleeves on. So if you have the knee sleeves on, make sure your knee sleeves cannot touch the socks. Most of the time, if the referee they see it, they give you a warning. Don't use it. Not use it like fix it. You can either bring the knee sleeves up or you can bring the socks down, but there should be a slight gap. Most likely the referees will not fail your lift unless it's really on the top. But still, if you come back again with the same thing, of course they will tell you, or you simply get the red light. But some people they feel that they have the habit to bring the bar really close, and because of the knurling, they injure their shins even if the socks are on, because this is the safety and health issue. That's why mostly the powerlifting organizations they ask you to cover your shins, because the bar up against, even if they're not bleeding, sometimes the part of the skin stick to the bar, and the next lifter they grab the bar from there or touch their legs. So we ask you to cover your sins, and if some people think it still hurt their legs, they're allowed to put some sort of plastic, maybe Coke or some other big bottles you can cut, and you can stuck between your leg and the socks, which is perfectly legal. It would be nice if you let the referees know in the equipment check, but nobody will stop you not to use it. And I'm going to tell you one or two things in the competition. Some people probably they know it, some people they don't know, and there are some experienced lifters. They competed in so many competitions, but they still sometimes they don't know why the lift was failed, because they do not remember what they're doing under the pressure when they're lifting maximum weight and they want to win. In all the excitement, but I try to remind you a few things. As I said before, when you complete the deadlift, regardless it's standard stance or a sumo stance, you have to stand erect with your shoulder braced. You cannot, I show you a few things the lifters they don't remember. If you're doing sumo like this, you go down. The referees will not care if you do it like this or whatever style you use. It may not be good for you to lift more weight, or probably you're prone to injuries, but the referees cannot tell you what kind of stance or what kind of position you should use. But you have to stand erect, which means you have to lift the bar, and if your shoulders are like this, it's not complete. Some lifters they stand like this, and the referees they expect you to do like this, because sometimes the front referee, if it's like this, the front referee cannot see, but the side referees will see your shoulders are not braced. This is one thing. And sometimes the lifter can brace the shoulders probably a little bit, still he's not standing erect like this, and they're still standing like this and like this, and the referee will think that the lift is not completed. You still get red light. Some people say that I still try to complete the lift, but the referees are human beings like you. So sometimes the referee will wait for a few seconds, and when the bar is not moving at all and you're struggling, the referees they don't want to kill you. So they ask you to lower the bar. The signal is down in the deadlift. So you down the bar, and the referees give you red light. Some coaches they come to the referee or the jury that why did you fail the lift, and the referee will say he did not finish the lift, and they start to argue that the bar was moving, this and that. But that is a totally another story if the lifter will be granted another lift or not. But you must have to make sure you're standing erect. And another thing the lifters do, I'll show you again, like this. If you go down conventional style like this, and some lifters, this is the complete, this the perfect thing to do when you deadlift. And some people, as I said, they don't brace the shoulder. Some people, what they do is they brace the shoulders and stand, and they get that down signal. But some people, they don't brace the shoulders. The lifter probably in a quick second knows that he cannot brace the shoulder. To impress the referees, they do like this, but the shoulders are still not really straight. The shoulder's supposed to be back. So even if you go back and the shoulders are like this, if the referees think you did not complete the lift, you still get red light. I've seen some cases, but the weight is very, very heavy, and the people are screaming and shouting, and the lift will be probably passed, maybe say 2-1, and sometimes the other lifters or their coach come to complain that he did not, or maybe he or she did not complete the lift. There is another reason sometimes why the lift will be failed. Sometimes the shoulders are braced, you're standing erect, but the lift is still failed because you did not lock the knees. Sometimes the lifter believe they complete the lift and they find the weight is really light for them. They did it easy, they stand erect easy, they brace the shoulders is easy, and they wait for the referee signal. The lift was still failed. What the lifter do is, as I said, sometimes they do it wrong, sometimes they want to impress the referees more than they should, because the referees are not expecting or want you to do more than you're required to do. There's nothing like overdoing and impress the referees. I'll give you a very good example why some lifter they get their lift failed even if the lift was easy and they could easily make it good and pass. Watch what I'm trying to. Don't watch my technique this time, because I'm not trying to teach that technique. For example, if I do this regular stance, I go down, whoop, they do like this, and watch my knees carefully. It's like this. The lift is complete. See here. I don't have to go back. What some people do is when they complete the lift like this and they do like this, watch my knees. They are not straight. They look straight, but they're not straight. If you watch from the sides, you will see. Now watch my knees carefully. Now it's locked. So when people go back like this, it's very hard to lock the knees like this, because I show you from the side, when people complete the deadlift like this, when they do like this, see my legs? Because you have to go the weight really down, so if you go back like this, it's very hard to make the balance. So what happens is they go like this. So even if you have the habit to pull the weight back, try to watch your knees that they are locked. So sometime under pressure, you are really excited, you make the lift easy, and you know this is the winning lift. If your lift is passed, you will be the champion, but unfortunately you get red light. I know the frustration, and probably your opponents will be jumping that you lost the championship, they won, which is not really a good thing because you worked hard for it. So you really have to watch. And one more thing, you know that you have to go with the bar to the ground. You can't let it go. It would be unfortunate if you slip hand. For example, if you're standing here and waiting for the referee signal and somehow the bar slip, that would be really unfortunate, because sometimes you do like this and like this. Before the referee say down, you're just waiting, and when you just complete the lift and the referee probably raises his hand, and when you're going to say down, you go like this, you say damn, the lift will be failed. And the other thing I want to explain to some lifters, I've seen they do it, and it shouldn't happen. So if the bar slip, you get red light. But sometimes what happens is, I've seen actually, by the way, I'm in powerlifting for over 40 years, and I competed myself over 33 years, and I'm a referee for now almost 29 years. I'm international referee now, category 1, and going to the World Championships, and I will represent Canada, one of the judges in the World Championship in Belarus, IPF World Championships. So I have a lot of experience, and I've seen some lifters, sometimes being even a referee, I feel sorry for the lifter, but still, you can't pass the lift. You have to see if he completes the lift or not. Sometimes what happens is, the rule is you have to go with the bar to the ground unless it's touching the bar there. You can't let it go. Some lifters, if you lift the bar, like deadlift, like this, when they say down, sometimes the weight is so heavy you can't go slowly, because some lifters, they go like this. You don't have to do that. You can let it go a little bit fast. The lift will be still fast. And I'm not asking you to go fast, but I'm only telling you, if the weight is heavy, you don't have to kill yourself, because you still probably, if it's your first lift, you still have 2 more. If a second, you have 3rd more. Or sometimes your hand will be tired and you cannot do this, and you will slip the bar. So it is up to you. But if you even let it go like this, the bar is here, and the referee say down, even if you go very fast like this, the lift will be still passed. But you have to remember one thing. If it's a deliberate dumping of the bar, that doesn't mean that you let the bar go, but you drop it so fast, like almost dump the bar, you can get red light. Some lifter later on, they argue, oh, I was still with the bar. Yes, but the rule says you cannot dump the bar deliberately, so be careful. If you ever get the red light, good, but if I supposed to say, if you ever get the red light, it's too bad. Now you don't do it. But if you didn't get the red light, it's good, and don't let it happen. And sometimes some referees are actually, I have seen one case, referee was confused probably, or he didn't know. What happened is, if you complete the lift, look at my foot. Before, if the referee say down, and somehow you lose balance and do like the foot like this, or lift like this a little bit, as long as like that, and you don't move, the lift is still passed. But in this case, it was not the case. What I'm going to tell, what happened, the lifter was just like this, and when he stand erect, and the chief referee, the head judge, said down before the bar touched the floor, and the lifter was still holding the bar. When he said down, he did like this, and he dropped the bar. Now, he did not let the bar go. He brought the bar to the ground, but he got a red light from the side referees, and I was there, and then we decided, I was on the jury, and I talked to the referees, why did you give him a red light? And they said because he moved from his original position, and the bar was not at the floor. Then I find out that actually the lifter lost balance after the down signal. So I let everybody know that if you lose your stance and move your foot before the down signal, you get red light, because the lift was not completed yet. Actually, it's not completed until you drop the bar, but you are allowed to move deliberately or accidentally, as long as you don't let the bar go. So the decision was reversed, and we awarded the lift to the lifter. So what I'm saying, that if it happened, if you don't know, and it's your competitor competing against, it's not the cause to fail the lift. And some people, they ask if you really have to grip the bar. There is no rule that you have to grip the bar. You don't have to grip the bar in the squat. You can grab it open thumb. I will talk about the squat in the when we discuss the squat and in the bench. But in the deadlift, some people probably will think it's not possible. It is possible. I've seen lifters, and some lifters actually, they come to me. I received a call from someone, he competed a long time ago, and he asked me if he would be allowed to grip the bar open hand. And I've seen one girl competing recently, she has open hand, and there was a discussion among referees and lifters if she should be allowed. And we look at the book, it says you have to grip the bar. It doesn't say that you have to grip the bar with the thumb around, because in the bench press, a safety reason, the deadlift, the worst thing will happen is that you lose the grip, which is perfectly okay. What I'm saying, some people like they grip the bar like this, over and above like this, a reverse grip, and even the hook grip, they try to make the hook grip like this. But if someone wants to hold the bar like this, or like this, open thumb like this, for example like this, there's nothing wrong. The referees cannot fail the lift. So these are a few points I want to tell you. So watch your shoulder, you have to brace. You cannot complete the lift like this. You don't have to go back like this. And watch your knees, and you can move accidentally, or I'm not saying you should move where you can probably injure yourself, but according to the rules, you're allowed. And I will probably make one very small video again, some differences, what is good about standard stance, and what is good about or like a better, a little bit comparison maybe in the future about two kind of deadlifts and how you can work out to overcome some of the problems you have or sticking points. But I think this video probably will help you in competition, for you to remember how to complete the deadlift easy and get past from the referees. And thank you once again for watching this video, and please subscribe my channel, and you have a very nice day.